Have you ever noticed how your priorities shift as you get older? Things that once seemed essential, like maintaining a large circle of friends, start to lose their importance. And here's a surprising truth: you don't actually need friends after 70. That may sound controversial, but when you take a closer look, it makes sense. Life after 70 is about freedom, clarity, and peace, not social pressure. In this video, we'll explore 6 powerful reasons why friendships may not be as necessary in your later years, and how letting go can actually lead to more fulfillment. 1. You no longer need to prove yourself. In your younger years, friendships often revolved around proving your worth, being included, being seen, fitting in. But after 70, you've lived enough, grown enough, and achieved enough to realize you don't need anyone else's validation. You are who you are. You've built your life, weathered storms, and your sense of self no longer depends on social approval. That realization is freeing. Think of someone like Harold, who retired in his early 70s. His work friends vanished the moment he left the office. At first, he felt he needed to keep in touch. But soon he realized those friendships were based more on convenience than real connection. Letting go of them freed him to focus inward, on hobbies, passions, and peace. You don't need to chase friendships for status. You've earned the right to just be. 2. Peace becomes more valuable than socializing. In youth, socializing feels like a necessity: parties, calls, group events. But in your later years, peace begins to matter more. Even good friendships come with expectations: calls to return, invitations to accept, emotional effort to invest. And sometimes, those interactions begin to drain more than they replenish. Take Margaret, 74. Her calendar was always full, but over time, she found the energy it took to maintain those connections wasn't worth the reward. She chose instead to embrace quiet mornings, nature walks, and reading. And you know what? She didn't feel lonely, she felt free. You're not withdrawing from life. You're choosing a deeper, quieter kind of joy. 3. Fewer friendships mean fewer disappointments. Not all friendships stand the test of time. As you grow older, it becomes clear, some connections were never as strong as you thought. Friendships come with expectations, and when those aren't met, disappointment follows. You call but don't get a call back. You show up for others, but they don't do the same for you. Why carry that burden? William, 78, finally stopped chasing people who weren't chasing him. And once he let go of those one-sided friendships, he felt lighter. Less frustration, more peace. Quality over quantity is the mindset. You don't need many people, you just need the right ones. 4. Your time becomes more precious. After 70, time becomes your most valuable resource. You begin to ask, is this how I want to spend my day? Friendships, especially ones rooted in obligation, can consume your time. Social calls, lunches, updates, they all take energy. And not every relationship is worth that investment. Richard, in his 80s, realized that the dinners and conversations that once felt exciting had become routines. Instead, he started saying no more often. He reclaimed that time for the things he loved: walking, learning, enjoying silence. When you protect your time, you gain back control over your life. 5. True companionship comes from within. There's a big difference between being alone and being lonely. Some of the happiest people over 70 have learned to enjoy their own company. Eleanor, 76, once filled her calendar with plans to feel connected. But eventually, she realized many of those connections weren't bringing her joy. So she stopped trying so hard. She took solo walks, read books in cafes, and reflected in quiet evenings. She found that her own company was more peaceful than forced conversations or surface-level friendships. When you enjoy being with yourself, the right people naturally come, those who bring calm, not pressure. 6. Letting go opens the door to fulfillment. One of the most powerful decisions you can make after 70 is to let go of friendships that don't serve you, of obligations that weigh you down, of expectations that no longer fit your life. James, in his late 70s, used to believe staying socially busy was the key to aging well. But one day, he realized he wasn't enjoying it. So he let go. And in that space, he found joy, learning new things, walking in nature, and doing what felt natural. Letting go doesn't mean shutting out the world. It means creating space for what fulfills you. Final thoughts. Letting go of friendships after 70 isn't about isolation, it's about freedom. It's about finally living life on your own terms. You've spent decades nurturing others, maintaining appearances, and fulfilling roles. Now is the time to focus inward, on peace, purpose, and personal joy. So ask yourself, are the friendships I'm holding on to lifting me up or wearing me down? Am I keeping these ties out of habit, or do they still bring meaning? What could I gain by letting go? Whatever your answers, know this: you have permission to choose peace over pressure, simplicity over social noise, and self-connection over superficial ties. If this message resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe. Drop a comment and let us know which of these reasons stood out to you most. You've earned your peace. Embrace it.